What's up, everybody? Welcome to my channel. So in today's video, I'll be giving you guys a cool strategy on Boom 1000. So what I want you to do for me is make sure to subscribe and like this video. So without further ado, let me just start the video, okay? So the first indicator we're gonna need for this strategy is our RSI. Now you need to make sure the parameters are like this. The period should be 1, apply to close, styles 2 pixel blue, levels 90, 10, 0, 0, okay? So your chart is supposed to look like this when you're done adding the RSI, okay? And our next indicator is gonna be this one. But before I add indicator, make sure to click on indicator window 1, right? Now you need to have your Bollinger Bands, okay? Now parameters should be like this. The period should be 30, the deviation 2.000, okay? 2.000, shift -5, apply to close, styles 4 pixel black, and the level should be -0.5, -0.6, -0.7, -0.8, and -0.9. Okay, guys? Okay, so this is how it's going to look like, right? You're going to have the Bollinger Bands inside your RSI, okay? Now, as you guys know, you can use this on its own, okay? You can only use the Bollinger Bands, right? And you can sell over here, okay? For example, when you see price do this, for example, when the Bollinger Bands at the 90 level and you boom 1000, okay? And let me just go to crash and show you something. For example, you're in crash 1000, zoom out the chart completely, okay? Right, for example, you could have bought over here, right? When you see something like this. But guys, you need to understand that this strategy does not consist of Bollinger Bands and RSI alone. We're going to need another indicator, and this is going to be our envelopes. Right now, the parameters should be like this. The period should be 50, sub 0, deviation 0.423, method simple, apply to close, style 2 pixel blue, 2 pixel red. But let me just change this to 500. Okay, so this is how it's going to look like. Okay, so you guys can see that we have the Bollinger Bands and our envelopes at the bottom, right? Now you need to have both of these inside your RSI. Now as you guys can see over here that all of these indicators are added to my indicator window 1, okay? So this is how it's going to look like, okay? We have our envelopes and our Bollinger Bands. So as you guys can see, every time when the Bollinger Bands goes outside of the envelopes, right? For example, over here, you can see that we are buying, right? Now a small spike had occurred over here. Let me just zoom in. So check this out. A small spike had occurred over here, but the market went up, right? Now let me just remove those other stuff. Okay, let me just show you another entry. Everything I'm lying. So you guys can see that, okay, the Bollinger Bands went outside of the envelopes, okay? Let me just zoom in. The Bollinger Bands over here, right, went outside of the envelopes. This is the envelopes, the red line over here, okay? And here's the Bollinger Bands, okay? So what you want to do is you want to zoom out the chart completely and check if the Bollinger Bands ain't moving. And once you see something like that, right, you can drag the screen to the left and right. And once it doesn't move, it's time for you to take an entry. For example, you can see over here, right, the Bollinger Bands went outside of the envelopes, which is the red line, and we could have taken buys over there. And check this out. Here was another one. Okay, but as you guys can see, I'm just gonna show you guys something. Look at this over here, right? This is our Bollinger Bands. Okay, it's at the 10 level, okay, which is our buy level. But when you drag the screen to the left and right, you can see it actually moved. So it's not supposed to move. Check this out. The Bollinger Bands over here. Let me just zoom in. I don't know if it's gonna move, but when I zoom out the chart completely, it moves, right? You need to make sure that the chart is zoomed out completely when you use this strategy, okay? And you guys can actually use this on the 5-minute time frame as well, okay? Because as you guys can see, that we have our Bollinger Bands in our envelopes and the chart is zoomed out completely, right? And when we look at this at the bottom over here, we can see that the Bollinger Bands, okay, let me just zoom in a bit. Okay. Look at this. Here's our red line, okay? A red line is over there. And you can see that the Bollinger Bands went outside of the envelopes. So that means we could have taken buys over there. And what you want to do is when you see something like that, you can take out a trend line, okay? You can draw a trend line like this, okay? I could have drawn a trend line over here as well, because this is where it happened. Look at this. The Bollinger Bands went outside the envelopes, right? And when you zoom in, you guys can see you could have taken an entry over here, which is one candle, two candles, three candles, four candles, five candles, six candles, seven, 8 candles before a spike had occurred. And 8 candles on the 5 minute time frame means that that's about 41 minute candles, right? So you could have held a trade over there, okay? Now check this out. Let me just go to Boom 1000 again and show you guys something. Let me just go back to the 1 minute time frame. So you can see over here what the Bollinger Band is doing, okay? It's playing around in the move. The envelopes is already over there. But what you want to do is, when you see something like this, you need to make sure that the Bollinger Bands move outside the envelope. For example, this is the blue line, right? And check this out. The Bollinger Bands went outside of the envelopes. It was at our sell level, which is 90. When we zoomed out the chart completely, it didn't move, right? So that means it's time for you to take a sell entry. So every time you see something like that on Boom 1000, you take a sell, okay? Because it's as simple as that. You understand? If you do not understand, make sure to comment down below. And guys, I just want to let you guys know that I have a free Telegram. This is the place where you can get all systems and stuff for free. And do not forget to join my second channel as well. The links will be in the description box, okay? And if you want to chat with me on WhatsApp, ask me questions and stuff like that, you can also message me, okay? So you guys can see that I'm giving these systems for free. For example, check this one out over here. Look at this. This is like a MT5 system, right? So if you guys want that for free, you can. The only thing you have to do is go and join down below, right? So you guys can see that we're currently at 319 subscribers, and check out this system over here. And what I do on the second channel is I break down all of these systems for you. So if you guys interested in that, make sure to join the second channel down below, okay? So now that we're in Boom 1000, it's actually easy to use the strategy. Now you need to make sure that the chart is zoomed out completely when you use the strategy. And every time you see something like this, right? You look at the Bollinger Bands over here at the bottom, right? When it goes outside of the envelopes, it's time for you to take a sell, right? So that's how easy it is. And if you don't know how to do this, you should not be trading Forex, because this is easy. You're just looking at two indicators, right? When you see the Bollinger Bands at the 90 level on Boom 1000 and goes outside of the envelopes, you know it's time for you to sell, right? And when you see the Bollinger Bands on Crash 1000 is outside of this envelopes, you know it's time for you to buy, right? So guys, that's the only thing I wanted to tell you guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. Make sure to comment down below and also subscribe and like this video, because that helps me with the YouTube algorithm. Thank you.